Well, wowie wowie. Kathleen Kennedy on difficulty of making Star Wars sequel films. There's no source material, we don't have comic books. There's no source material? Guys, I seen a Star Wars expanded universe? Oh, an entire Wikipedia page on the Star Wars oh my goodness. Look at all this. Look at all this source material. The Thrawn novels? The Dark Empire comic books? Oh, the special editions and Shadows of the Empire. Oh, and let's not forget all the frickin' video games. No source material, my ass, you fucking lying cunt. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of DNA Crows. And yeah, this woman absolutely just offends me on so many levels. It's not just the fact that she makes trash films. It's not just the fact that she's decided to use Star Wars as her own political ship to force her own values on other people. It's the outright lying that comes out of this. I'm going to try not to swear anymore. Alright, I'm going to try my hardest not to swear. But my god, this woman just lies through her fucking teeth. To say that you don't have any source material, that you don't have any comic books. Now, we're going to go read into the article, go exactly what she said, because I haven't gone through it. I just saw that headline. I'm like, no. You have had source material. You had the entire extended universe. You have a whole litany of comic books. You have a ton of novels that were released. You have the video games. You even have the outline that George Lucas gave you. And your response is, we didn't have anything. You stupid idiot. Like, stop lying to people. You don't have comic books. Like, my gosh. Okay, Lucasfilm president, please remove her from office. Kathleen Kennedy stated the Star Wars sequel trilogy films are incredibly difficult to make because they don't have source material and they don't have comic books. Kennedy was asked by Rolling Stone if the final entry in Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy was a particularly hard nut to crack. Well, for this goober, absolutely. She responded, every one of these movies is particularly hard nut to crack. Because you're an idiot. There's no source material. There is. We don't have comic books. You do. We don't have 800-page novels. You have... Maybe you don't have a specific novel that's 800 pages. But if you took all the pages of all the novels, I would imagine you have somewhere about like 8,000 plus. You know? 10,000 pages to go over. And the video games. And the video games. We don't have anything other than passionate storytellers who get together and talk about what the next iteration might be. No. Kathleen Kennedy, here's the problem. You have the source material. What you don't have are passionate storytellers. That's your problem. So this article. So I think I understand where Kathleen Kennedy's getting confused. It's that she has source material and she doesn't have talented storytellers to use the source material. That's her actual problem. Look, there was so much that was kind of, and I was like one of those people that defended and said, you know what? I kind of understand them not wanting to use the expanded universe, telling their own story. Let's see what they can do, guys. And they just colossally messed it up on every level. Every single level. And now the response is, well, we didn't have source material, so we had to tell our own stories. Well, here's the thing, right? If you actually had passionate storytellers, right, who cared, who actually understood the franchise, who were actual fans of it, right, who wanted to respect the integrity of the projects they were working on, you still wouldn't have the colossal fuck-ups that you've had. If there was legit no other source material, right? If George Lucas didn't give you the keys to the kingdom, didn't give you the outline for the next story, if none of that happened, and all you had were talented, dedicated storytellers who respected the franchise, you wouldn't have these problems, Miss Kathleen Kennedy. The problem is you had all the source material, you had all the outlines from George Lucas, but then you turned around and you hired these people who gave two shits about Star Wars to tell their own story because, according to Disney, all they need to make Star Wars money is just put the Star Wars label onto something and everyone's just going to come and see it. You know, and it worked for Force Awakens. It did. It absolutely did. You had a hungry fan base just desperate to see to go ahead and see the next movie. And then you had Last Jedi, which was just spitting in everybody's face. You hired a director who did not care about the property, who wanted to tell his own story using that property as a vehicle. I mean, go to heck. seriously, fuck off. Fuck off and play in traffic, you terrible people. Alright, let's just read. So this is a lie. Yeah, obviously it's a lie. Thank you so much, Mounting Into Comics. I haven't even had a chance to get reading into this. There is no other way to describe it. It's a lie. Disney CEO Bob Iger admitted they received outlines from George Lucas about what the sequel trilogy would look like in his recent book. Iger wrote, "At some point in the process, George told me that he had completed outlines for 3 new movies. He agreed to send us 3 copies of the outlines, one for me, one for Alan Braverman, and one for Alan Horn, who'd just been hired to run our studio. Alan Horn and I read George's outlines and decided we needed to buy them, though we made clear in the purchase agreement that we would not be contractually obligated to adhere to the plot lines he'd laid out." So they had it. They not only had it, they paid money to get them and ignored them. Just amazing work, Kathleen Kennedy. You are fantastic. Watch My Hero Academia Season 4. It's really good. Not only did Disney have Lucas's outlines, but they also had access to a plethora of novels, video games, comic books. Thank you! They've had source material from the beginning, and they just didn't care. So to lie to anybody who still believes anything coming out of this woman's mouth, and to do it in a way where you could just do a quick Google search, Star Wars comic books. Oh my goodness! 1999, 1996, 1997. Come on! Oh man, I cannot wait for Kathleen Kennedy's career to just burn up and die already. This woman has killed Star Wars. She has divided the fan base in the most toxic, nasty way you possibly can. And now her defense is, I didn't have source material. Seriously? Seriously? No, what you didn't have was talent. What you didn't have was storytellers. What you didn't have was people who could respect the franchise. And what you sure as shit didn't have was any respect for the fan base. I really hope the latest movie that you have, as much as I love Star Wars, as much as I want to see more Star Wars, I do. Even in spite of all this, I still want to see more Star Wars. But I really hope at this point that the Rise of Skywalker just completely bombs based on everything I've heard about it. They're retconning the death of the Emperor because they have these new strong characters, but they need to keep dragging into George Lucas's past that they were completely okay ignoring before. It doesn't. Something needs to be done here. Like, I get it. I understand, how Disney's doing the super PC narrative thing, while at the same time bending the knee to China while they round up Muslims and harvest their freaking organs, and also remove black characters from the screen because it's offensive to Chinese audiences. So I can kind of understand why PC Disney makes no fucking sense at all, right? I can totally get that, why it makes absolutely no sense. But please, for the love of God, this woman is destroying your golden goose. She's going to Star Wars, and she's just ramming her fist right up his ass, and using it to speak, like a puppet. It's just, if you don't respect the franchise, then let it die. If you want to milk it for cash, fine, just tell a decent fucking story, please. I'll pay you the money if you did it. I'd buy your merchandise if you could tell a decent story. I got like little mini R2-D2s, right? Because I love it. I got the Millennium Falcon because I love it. I don't buy any of your trash now. Like, I liked Rogue One, right? And the most support I was willing to give that movie was I bought like a $20 mug, Now I'm sitting there with The Force Awakens, like, And now The Last Jedi, I'm like, Jesus. And now Rise of Skywalker, and this lying idiot, this pathetic sack of garbage, who's just ripped apart everything good about the franchise, divided the fan base, now comes into the defense of, we didn't have any source material, guys. We just had a talented group of individuals. Yeah, no, you had the opposite. You didn't have talented individuals. You had the source material, and those untalented nothings, led by you, Kathleen Kennedy, ignored the source material, told their own garbage, and now you're seeing all your money go away. You are pathetic on every single level. That there's no ability to ever acknowledge any mistake is just, oh man. That there's no care ever given to anything that you guys touch. That you'll just spit on what people love, that you'll ignore the fans that are upset, that you'll actually pit the fans against each other, because anything is better than ever acknowledging that maybe, just maybe, you made a mistake, that you went down the wrong path. No, it's far easier to engage in pure gaslighting. Piss off, Kathleen Kennedy. Go play in traffic. You are a terrible human being.